This is a song called the Isle of Wight Traffic Light Song, which is about a reproducing prototype traffic light which was trialled on the Isle of Wight. The Isle of Wight Traffic Song. There once was an inventor who came up with a design for a special type of traffic light which was a most unusual kind. It did not need a factory because it self-reproduces, so it built itself a prototype to try out all its uses. But first the inventor had to test it to check it works all right, and so he brought it over to the Isle of Wight. He set it up at Coppin's Bridge at Newport and said that's where it can go, as there are so many traffic lights already there and no one will know. Well, that reproducing traffic light flickered green and red and activated circuits just like its program said. It slowed the traffic to a crawl down to a 0 speed, but then its reproducing traffic lights began to breed. And now everywhere I go it stops, starts slow, and it makes me want to swear at all those breeding traffic lights, they are breeding everywhere. Well, that traffic light had babies, and then they had babies too, and as the traffic light all multiplied, their numbers grew and grew. They spread along the roadside, reproducing on the way, at every turn and roundabout, more and more each day. The drivers and the passengers all tried to keep their cool, but they got delayed while on their way to work or shop or school. They got in rows and started fights, while cars and buses were waiting, while all the while those traffic lights just kept on duplicating. When the islanders had had their fill, they said let's take a stand, and with chainsaws, clubs and hammer drills they took the task in hand, and they slew 1,000 traffic lights as into them they tore. But next morning there had reproduced another 1,000 more. And now everywhere I go it stops, starts slow, and it makes me want to swear at all those breeding traffic lights, they are breeding everywhere. Now you will find every kind of traffic light here on the Isle of Wight. We've got big ones, small ones, short ones, tall ones, fixed to the wall ones, and I hate them all ones. Black ones, white ones, shiny bright ones, left and right ones, out of sight ones, up to stand ones, held by the hand ones, very grand ones, man to man ones, huge ones, tiny ones, straight ones, leany ones, little weeny ones. Yes, kid it not. On the Isle of Wight those traffic lights, we've got the lot. And now everywhere I go it stops, starts slow, and it makes me want to swear at all those breeding traffic lights, they are breeding everywhere. Well, when the traffic lights had jammed the roundabouts and blocked up all the roads and crowded all the car parks, they had nowhere left to go, so they headed for the countryside, expanding all around, and covered it so thick with traffic lights that you couldn't see the ground. And up in the space station the astronauts looked down upon the face of Mother Earth as it spun around, and they said, see that little island glowing very bright, all red and green and yellow, well that's the Isle of Wight. And now everywhere I go it stops, starts slow, and it makes me want to swear at all those breeding traffic lights, they are breeding everywhere. Well, the Isle of Wight is not there now where it used to be. It sank beneath the weight of traffic lights, and is now below the sea. And when they sail over it, the fishermen all swear they can see breeding traffic lights still breeding under there. The Isle of Wight traffic light song.
Well, you've just put us all off a trip to the Isle of Wight, Brian.
But it's under the sea now, evidently.
Oh, thank you.